Boris Johnson has called on the European Union to show common sense to finally reach a post-Brexit trade deal. The Prime Minister insisted a deal could still be struck but added that it was up to Brussels. Mr. Johnson made the comments in a series of regional broadcast interviews ahead of a conference call with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Saturday. The Prime Minister told BBC Midlands there was every chance to get a deal, saying, "It's up to our friends and partners to be commonsensical." Speaking to BBC Northern Ireland, he added, "They've done a deal with Canada of a kind that we want, why shouldn't they do it with us? We're so near, we've been members for 45 years. It's all there, it's just up to them." The announcement of the conference call between Mr. Johnson and Mrs. von der Leyen sparked speculation they could be preparing to launch a series of intensive talks, dubbed the Tunnel, in a last push for an agreement. It follows the final scheduled round of formal negotiations this week led by UK negotiator Lord Frost and his EU counterpart Michel Barnier. Speaking at a news conference in Brussels, the European Commission President said a deal was still possible but time was running out. Mrs. von der Leyen said, "It is good to have a deal, but not at any price. We have made progress on many different fields but of course the most difficult ones are still completely open. But overall, where there is a will, there is a way, so I think we should intensify the negotiations because it is worth working hard on it. We are running out of time, around 100 days to the end of the year, so it is worth stepping up now." The Prime Minister has insisted a deal is needed by the EU summit on October 15 to be in place for the end of the transition period. Speaking after the 9th round of trade talks, Lord Frost said the outlines of a free trade agreement with the EU are visible, but differences remain. The UK chief negotiator demanded the EU to move further on the issue of state aid. He added, "On fisheries the gap between us is unfortunately very large and, without further realism and flexibility from the EU, risks being impossible to bridge. These issues are fundamental to our future status as an independent country. I am concerned that there is very little time now to resolve these issues ahead of the European Council on October 15. EU's chief negotiator admitted the two sides are still at odds over fisheries, governance and state aid. He said, "To reach an agreement, these divergences must necessarily be overcome over the next weeks. We will continue to maintain a calm and respectful attitude, and we will remain united and determined until the end of these negotiations."